we are in the downward spiral. Well, not spiral, downward slide of interest rates. And I think people are probably like, thank God.
Yeah, I think it's just refreshing at the moment, and it's like a bit of weight off the shoulders, and it's not full turnaround yet, but you can definitely, the conversations are getting nicer. Yeah, just in general with people I know in business and stuff like that.
Yeah, as always, like my points would be to, do your numbers ahead of refixing, anything like that. Do your numbers ahead of any income changing in your household, whether it's term deposit rates changing, and make sure that you still stay employable and very good at that. Become valuable. Look for ways that you can increase your income. Look for ways that you can build equity so that you can take risks when you want to. I'll tell you a really, really quick story. I've just come from doing a podcast with Stan Henry, and I think there's a very powerful story in there that a lot of people won't think about because we're just not there in New Zealand. So he started The Attention Seeker in 2019, 0 people.
Yep.
He was looking for an idea. He came back to New Zealand. I'm going to do something, and decided, like, he found it. He just got going, and basically he's now got 40 staff members.
Our first pods were recorded in his studio.
Bingo. Yeah. 40 staff members now. He's like, we're just playing, like, we're warming up.
Yeah.
I want to have 400. Like, can I manage 4,000 people? That's where his mind goes to. Now, I started asking about how come he thinks so big. But anyway, something I heard from a podcast that he did do that I think is really, really eye-opening is that he said that when he started that business, whatever that business was going to be, he had already contributed to superannuation from like 16 to 30 in Australia. And he was like, oh, well, I don't need to worry about my retirement. So I can fucking send it. I can shoot for the stars because retirement's sorted. That just compounds through to 65. I could fail at this. I'm still going to get to 65 and have a big pot of cash.
Yeah.
Now, people's message is going to be like, oh, see, fucking Australia is way better than New Zealand. No. Start investing early. Start to build runways of cash to de-risk other areas of your life.
Maintaining your purchasing power of the work you put in, basically, which is extremely valuable.
Yeah, so he's able to take a big risk and have a go at what he really wants to be doing. I said the funny thing for you, man, is you're going to probably sell that company for $400 million at some stage.
Yeah.
And your couple of million in the pension fund won't be, you won't be the last of your thoughts. And he's like, yeah, I'll probably just donate it. It's like, wicked. But when we take ourselves out of having heaps of financial stress and we're not, desperate, then we can take some different risks. So again, just because your interest rate is decreasing, think about the biggest cost that you have in New Zealand, and it's housing. Can you decrease that? And you might go, oh, but we don't want to, and fucking it's just annoying and whatever. Yep, okay, but maybe you do that. Part of his journey was, okay, I'm not going to pay any rent for 2 years. I'm going to go live with my family.
Yep.
So it's the same thing. Like, all the same themes are coming through there. But if you can decrease what you're spending on your rent or your mortgage and find cheaper ways to do it, you build up your gap faster than other Kiwi people. And at some stage, it's going to allow you to take a risk on something that comes up in your life and you go, right, now is my time.
Yeah, man. It's so hard to, quantify and explain how opportunity comes up when you truly are ready, but it happens.
Yeah.
And you don't know when it's going to come, and you don't know when something's going to be put on your desk. But it just doesn't get on your desk, or you don't even recognize it as an opportunity because it's so far from being achievable to take. And when you don't have debt and maybe you've got some ammo stacked and stuff like that, and then something comes along and you can jump on it, you can make 10 years happen in one.
Even this studio, mate, I have been putting cash aside, and we've talked on earlier pods around stacking cash and just, I think it's actually, you said it really well one time. You're like, I don't know what the opportunity is, but I'll know it when I see it, and I know that I'll have the cash there to do it. And I know that you've deployed your cash into what you know your opportunity now is. and we can talk more about that in 2025. But, years ago, this would be, okay, to spend this much on this much gear would be like, okay, now I'm looking at some form of finance option to pay it down over time. Now I can't be fucked doing the finance application to do that, and I'm not going to pay them 12%. I'm going to take money that's currently invested at 6% roughly, and I'm losing 40% to tax anyway, and bang, transferred, go buy all the shit, let's get rolling with it.
Yeah.
And it allows you to operate at speed. And there'll be other people that'll be like, oh yeah, but you could have fucking done that. You could have still invested over there.
This is exactly what happened with my car. I went to the dealership and talk to a guy to finance it because it was, it made sense for me to do that as opposed to spend a large chunk of cash. Like, it did make business sense. And when I started looking at like the 17-page application and then thinking about like sending it off to the people and them asking for like my pay slips or my financials or whatever, I was just like, oh, bro, I'll just do the transfer here and now and just take the keys, eh? Like,
I want to leave.
yeah, like I'm out of here. And maybe the tax advantage or something it was the wrong way to go, but you're right. The speed you can operate at is a massive advantage, and you move on to the next thing that is a productive thing to do, and you can get generate more revenue and cash out of that anyway.